So everybody wants to live the best, biggest, best, happiest, most satisfaction type of life available to them. That's the goal for every human being on the face of the planet. Let's define what that brings to the table. Let's start with the obvious: materialism, finances, riches, as they put it, that brings so-called glory and power. Okay, let's start with the obvious. Everybody wants this because they think this brings everything else. What that does, what riches does do, is that it solves problems. You throw money at it and you can solve a problem. You can't solve like a terminal disease, but you can solve a lot of problems. You're hungry, you can buy food, you can buy properties, you can even win over, I wouldn't say friends, but you can win over people, right? A lot of people use money as bribes. A lot of people use money as manipulation tools to getting what they want. And it works a lot of the time. Now, getting everything that you want on this earth with money, that attributes to a lot of selfishness, a lot of pride, a lot of ego, a lot of me, myself, and I type of identity, a lot of haughtiness, a lot of looking down on people because, hey, you're a peasant. I get what I want. You don't. Get out of my way. I skipped the line. Here's $1,000. Let me get it in the front of the line. That's their, God-like mentality, that they're a god, whatever. That's why Jesus said it is easier for a rich man to go through the eye of a needle, a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven, is because they believe that through money they can access everything. Now, I want to pose to you the question, right? What happens when a person can't solve a problem? They have doubt, fear, anxiety, right? They invented pills to mask that, but there's an underlying issue that is developing in the internal, that it acts like darkness, and it acts like torment and torture, incarceration. It acts like negativity, and it acts like unsatisfaction, like you can't quite get it no matter what this world gives you to try to mask it. It could be ice cream. Some people mask their pain and their sorrow on the inside with chocolate, ice cream, candy bars, and stuff like that, because it, the studies show that endorphins, a lot of people eat a lot of sugars, right? This, that, and the other, energy drinks, right? Drugs and alcohol, sex and porn, and all this other stuff. But on the inside, it doesn't quite do it. It just kind of distracts them long enough not to dwell on that pain and sorrow and that torment, where they were able to pause it until it came back. And it was always there all along. Welcome to the life that Jesus is calling us to, which has to do with the internal and the remedy for that you can't purchase at the store, and you can't fix it with any doctor. All that the world has is distractions. All that the world has is look in this direction so that you don't think about the pain. Look in this direction so that you grow callous to the fact that you don't feel like you have a home. You feel homesick on the inside. You feel like a wanderer. You feel like you're living in a place of desolation, a desert, thirsty and hungry, but yet you have everything on the outside. Something must be wrong. Something seriously wrong here when you have everything on the outside, but on the inside you feel like the opposite. Welcome, I want to say again, to the life that Jesus offers everyone. That's why so many people may be poor on the outside. They don't necessarily have all this luxury. They don't have the cars and the houses and this, that, and the other. But what they do have, a rich man can't buy. Now, with all the money in the world, you can't go to the store and purchase that. What they have is in eternal peace which translates into satisfaction and contentment, which then turns into this outlook on life, looking at it from the perspective of God is my refuge, God is my provider, God is my satisfaction, God feeds me my daily bread, takes care of me the same way he takes care of the sparrows, ministers to me and my soul, and whatever needs that I may have on the inside, he takes care of it. Now on the outside it doesn't look like much, but on the inside I'm a rich man. Whereas the devil operates with, look at me, you saw my diamonds, you saw my rings, you saw my clothes, you saw my houses, my cars, you saw how many women I have, you saw all this. And then so many people fall for the trick, the sleight of hand, the magician, the liar, the father of lies, where he is posing that this is where life is at. He wants everybody to purchase this lie. That the more you have, the happier you are. The satisfaction comes from the stuff that you have. The people that have stuff can't leave with it. They're just renting it. That's all you're doing. Whatever you have in this life, this chain right here, I'm not taking it with me when I die. I'm renting it. I'm renting this chain until one of three things happen. And hopefully it never happens, but one of three things that happens. One, it gets lost. Two, it gets stolen. Or three, I die. I'm renting it until one of those three things happen. One, it gets lost. Two, it gets stolen. Three is the inevitable. It's going to happen to everybody. I die. The Egyptians, they were buried with their treasure. But the treasure's still there in the box. Right? They don't take it with them. And we know this. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to convey the message that this stuff right here, it looks nice. It looks nice. Other than looking nice, this chain could be this thick or this thin. However, it just looks nice. That's all it brings to the table. Looks nice. Where people have to give it value is by showing it off. Because by itself, on me, it doesn't do much for me. It just doesn't do much for me. It just doesn't do anything. It just looks nice. So what do I need? I need your energy, your compliments, your visual, like all of that. What it does, it feeds the ego. My ego. It's like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man. Right? That's what gives it this so-called pleasure type of, that's why people want to show off what they have. Because it means nothing without the showing it off. And it takes the other person's cooperation to value it. Because if the other person shrugs their shoulder and says, so what? You have a Lamborghini. Okay, whatever. That person puts their head down in shame. Because you didn't cooperate with what they wanted you to act like when you saw that car, that supercar, as they put it. I pull up to a red light and I frequently see a nice car next to me, like a Ferrari or something like that, Bentley. And the person that's driving behind the wheel is thirsting. Now notice that word, thirsting for me to give them attention. Because that's what the whole point is for them. I bought this car for attention. I want people to look at me, put me on a pedestal because I drive this car. When I pull up into the gas station, I want everybody to run up to me. How much did it cost, bro? What kind of car is that? Oh, man, can I take a picture? That's what feeds them, the ego, right? And as a result, they drive that car with more pride. But if you take that away and people don't care, they won't care for the car, because it was never the car that did anything for them. It was never the car, the material, that could make them happy. It was the interactions and the energy that they were exchanging with humans that gave them attention, and as a result, Now I hold more value because you gave me attention. You didn't give it to that person or that person. You gave it to me. As a result of you giving it to me, I feel better. So my head goes a little taller. My head gets a little bit more inflated. And I walk with my chest out, all puffed up. Why? Because look at what I got. And you guys feed into the narrative that it's very important, it's very valuable, and this and that. But if you didn't, it would deflate, and I wouldn't have anything to boast about or have anything to say. So that makes sense. And what else? I wanted you guys to go a little deeper in life, to think a little deeper, to live a little deeper than the shallow things in life, to find where the treasure really truly is at, and not to just settle for what the culture or the television or the radio tells you that is the most important thing in life. What's a little bit more meaningful, right? Think about art. Think about poetry or music. Think about how it makes you feel. Think about how it touches those parts of you on the inside, like your heart, your soul, how it makes you cry or laugh, how it makes you feel on the inside. Now that's valuable, but that's free. Now notice what I just said. That's valuable, but that's free. They're getting the same attention from other people, but they concocted it on their own gifts. So it means more. So then what God gives you as a gift means more than any material asset that you may have. You see that? So if you have a nice voice, your nice voice means more than that nice car that you drive. You might get some attention for that nice car, but you didn't make that nice car. You didn't build the nice car. If you did, you would get more affection for that. But you didn't build it. You just bought it. Now the fact that you have the money to buy it, that won you some brownie points. But that nice voice, wow, nobody else has a voice like that. Wow, okay. So now they esteem you a little taller on that pedestal because you're special, because of the voice you have. You write good poetry, man, you got a skill. That's really good. So they attribute to you, this credit, right? And this is why people fellowship with other people. Human beings interact with one another because they see something, a quality that the other person has, and they just want to be around it. They're attracted to that quality. Certain things are something as insignificant as sarcasm. Man, you're so sarcastic. That's why I love you. You're so funny. Man, you're always making jokes, man. You always make me feel better. People are always around other people for some quality that they see in them that they feed off of, right? It could even be attractiveness. I like you because you make me look better because I'm hanging out with you and you're so attractive, and so by default I'm your friend, right? So what are we learning here? Life, where life truly is at, the value of life, part of it is in the gifts. Part of it is in the gifts that you carry. The gifts is what helps you to interact with the rest of the world. And where there's one gift, that person has another gift, and you go back and forth, and you make life happen, going back and forth. Some people have been given the gift of charity. They're natural born givers by nature. I believe I'm one of those, where people just give. Let me tell you something, okay? If I wasn't a natural born giver, I wouldn't share videos like this. Why? Because it takes a denying of self, a sacrifice, in order to give something like treasure away, like wisdom, right? The Bible says, don't cast your pearls to the swine, right? So I could either be offended that people only last 2 minutes on my videos, maybe 30 seconds, and then they tune out the rest of the video, but they'll give all their time to something like a dog chasing its own tail. They'll watch that for 15 minutes. I could be offended by that and then say, I'm not going to make no more videos, man. They don't appreciate it, right? Or I could be operating in the gift that God gave me, which is pour yourself out without conditions, no strings attached. Just operate from the gift that God gave you. Just naturally it flows, right? So I'm a natural born giver, so I give stuff away, man. Some people appreciate it, some people don't. But nevertheless, it is fruitful. It is the truth. It is quality. It is treasure. It is life changing. It really is. And some people recognize it, and some people don't. That's okay. Because everybody's in level and stages where they're not able to see because of where they're at. So if you're down here, you can't see from a higher realm of the scenery of what life is giving somebody to work with, etc., and to make sense out of it, and to solve equations, and to really get down to the nitty gritty, and get down to the development of a structured, disciplined life, and the quality, and everything that is poured out of a human being, and why people interact in the first place. Some people don't give any of that any thought. They just say, what the heck, who cares, right? Well, all good. To each their own. I was gonna get into a whole lot, but I was rabbit trailed a different direction, but well, it's okay. God knows what he's doing. God knows what people need to hear. So just find the quality in life. Make sure that you're not shortchanged by the devil's counterfeit. Make sure that you find what God wanted you to find, right? The things that feed your soul, your spirit, your heart. Travel on that narrow road. Extract the most nutrition for yourself from the places and the people that God will have you to be around, so you can get the best part of life and not be counterfeited, right, by sleight of hand telling you that this is where it's at when it really is not there. God bless you guys.